Hi there, my name is Kevin Taylor and this is Trophy Comics, and this is another comic book haul where I'll be showcasing a load of award-winning comic books. And basically I've got a stack here of about 25 to 30 books, and I've got a lot of free time on my hand at the moment, so I thought I'd do another comic book haul. So yeah, I'm just going to get on with it because I've got quite a few books to show. And the first book I'd like to show on the left hand side here is We Free. And this is a trade paperback that collects issues number 1 to 3. And this book was actually, this book won a Squiddy Award winner for Best Comic Multi-Part Story in 2004. And has a story by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. And this is the only copy on the CGC census, which is quite mind-boggling to me. Because I remember picking up this book many, many years ago, way back in 2005. And I remember this book being like number 1 in the book sales charts in the UK. So it's quite mind-boggling to me that a book that would sell really well has only got 1 on the CGC census. But this is the book, and yeah. So as I said, it's quite mind-boggling really, because I'm finding a lot of books, like award-winning books, with only 1 graded on the census. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So okay. So the next book I'd like to show is this one, and here we have a New Mutants, and basically this book won an Eagle Award for favourite comic book cover in 1985, and it's got a cover by Bill Sienkiewicz, who also won an Eagle Award for favourite artist in 1985. And this book also features a story called The Shadow Within, that's written by Chris Claremont. So yeah, really, really lovely cover on this one. And I really love the cover to this, as it features, it's kind of like the artwork on this one reminds me of like Don Bluth cartoons. So yeah, really, really neat. And I love the cover on this. It's a book that can be tricky to find in high grade because of the black cover. But it's not a very pricey book. And as I said, I absolutely love this cover. And it's absolutely amazing. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, so I'm really glad to have that in a high grade. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so the next one I'd like to show, and we're moving on to independence now. And this book here is Gone, Colours Spectacular, and it's unnumbered, which is like NN. And basically, this won a CompuServe Comics and Animation Forums Don Thompson Award for Best American Publication of Foreign Material in 1998. It was the only nominee, so the award was dropped for final ballot. And this book features a story cover and art by Masashi Tanaka, and features 6 fully painted wordless adventure stories about Gon, the last living dinosaur on Earth. And this book here is also a book that only has 1 on the CGC census. So yeah, really, really neat. And yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, I'm just going to see what the picture's like on the video here, make sure it's not too glary. But it seems pretty fine. I did actually get my reader's copy out just in case the picture wasn't very good, but it actually looks alright. So I'm going to carry on with this haul. Okay, so the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Green Lantern Corps, Volume 3, number 40. And this is the last issue in the series. And this one features a story called With a Bang. And it's a Forbidden Planet movie homage cover. And Forbidden Planet is a classic science fiction film that was the first movie to cost $1 million. It's a OFTA Hall of Fame award winner for Motion Picture 2022. And it's also a National Film Preservation Board Registry Award winner in 2013. So if you haven't seen the Forbidden Planet, the movie, I do highly recommend you watching that film. And there's a number of comics out there that actually feature like Forbidden Planet homage covers. So if you want to see more of those, just Google like Forbidden Planet homage covers, comic books. So yeah, really, really neat. So really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, so very, very nice indeed. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is this one. And here is another award-winning cover. And this one has an amazing cover by Alex Ross. And this is The Immortal Hulk number 42. And this is Screen Rant's best comic book cover of the year in 2021. And this book is actually a homage cover to I think it's Hieronymus Bosch, and it's a homage to the Garden of Earthly Delights, I believe. So yeah, very, very lovely cover, and I'm going to show you a close up of this cover because it's so brilliant. And you got like all these demons on the cover, and you got like loads of like people being enslaved there and being whipped by demons, and then up there they're like crossing a bridge and they're like being whipped as like slaves in hell. So yeah, and it's got a really cool leader cover, and yeah, this cover is absolutely amazing, and I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And this is a book you can find for a cover price. So yeah, very, very nice, and I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this was Screen Rant's best comic book cover of the year in 2021. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection, and I'd love to have this cover graded someday. So yeah, it's really, really nice. Okay, right, the next one I'd like to show. Okay, I was going to place the books in front here. So okay, so the next one we have to show, or I'd like to show, is this one. And here we have Casanova Avaricia #2. And this is a really cool one, as this one it was number 78 on Shelf Dust's 100 Best Single Issues Comics list. And this one features a story called What If It's Never Enough. And yeah, this is a really, really tricky book to find in high grade because of the white cover. And this one actually has got a lot of print marks on the cover there. It's a really, really tricky book to find in high grade, this one. But this is another book that I'd really love to have graded someday. And yeah, really, really nice. And I'm really pleased to have that in my collection. So yeah, that's my reader's copy. Also, in one of my last videos, I showcased the Daredevil #7 by Marvel Comics, which is an Eisner Award winner for best single issue. And that book is also a very, very tricky book to find in high grade. So I just thought I'd mention that while I'm showing this book. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, so the next one I'd like to show, and we're going back to DC now. This book here is Batman Gotham Knights issue #8, and this one has a very controversial cover featuring Batman and Catwoman, and this one features a story called Transference Part 1, and it's written by Devin Grayson, and is number 68 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issues Since You Were Born list, which is a list that spans from 1976 to 2006. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And as I said, this was number 68 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issues Since You Were Born list. So yeah, very, very nice. So while I'm showcasing this Batman Gotham Knights, and if you're digging through the bins looking for this one, then keep an eye out for issue number 32 also, which I have here. So yeah, this one's really, really cool. And this one is really neat, as this one was featured on Screen Rant's 10 Best Batman One-Shot Comics list. So yeah, and it features a cover by Brian Boland, and it's also a Zone 6 recommendation for Best Single Issue One-Shot Comics, and it was a list that was compiled in 2017. So yeah, really, really nice book to keep a lookout for. So that's Batman Gotham Knights issue number 8 and issue number 32. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is an Eisner Award winning Marvel comic, and it's Captain America number 601. And this one won an Eisner Award for Best Single Issue One Shot in 2010. And it features a story called Red, White and Blue Blood. And this issue is the colour version, but it was also a sketch version to keep an eye out for, which features a black and white cover and has black and white interiors, and it's actually this book here. So this is the sketch variant for that cover. So yeah, very, very nice, and really, really cool, and a couple of books there I'm really pleased to have in my collection. So yeah, right. Next one I'd like to show is a Robin Hood comic book called Iron Maiden that was published by Zenescope, and this issue was actually nominated for a Zenny Award for Best Single Issue, but Robin Hood actually won a Zenny Award in 2022 for Best Character of the Year when this book came out in 2021, so it qualified for the award. And also, Robin Hood also won a Best Character of the Year Zenny Award in 2023. And a majority of Robin Hood comic books are single issue stories now, but this one actually is a two-parter. So I've actually got part 1 there, and then part 2 of the story there. So yeah, really, really cool. And I recommend you keeping an eye out for the Robin Hood comic books from Zenescope. So yeah, really, really nice indeed. So that's those books there. Okay, right, going back to DC now. And here we have Villain of the Year, Lex Luthor comic. And this one's a really neat one, as this one is a Multiversity Comics, which is a website, Best One-Shot Comic Book of the Year in 2019. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I really love collecting the one-shot issues that have self-contained stories. And so I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So that's that one. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have a Spider-Man comic book. Here we have Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 21. And this one featured on a Mars Will Send No More Best Single Issues list. And it was an honourable mention. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice. Sometimes there's like lists that people compile where they actually put in a few honourable mentions. So I do tend to collect those as well when I'm collecting these like checklist comics, as I'll call them. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next one I have to show, or I'd like to show, is this one. Here we have Mickey Mouse Shorts, season 1, and this is number 1 of a 4-issue like anthology series. And this one is a really, really cool one, as this book didn't win any awards, but the actual cartoon has won numerous awards, and it's a multiple Emmy and Annie award-winning cartoon series. And you can actually watch a lot of the episodes on Disney Plus. And I'm really pleased to buy this 1 in 10 retailer incentive cover. And I only paid like £7.95 for this book, including postage. And Mickey, as I said, Mickey Mouse Shorts and The Wonderful World of Mickey are available to watch on Disney Plus. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And it's an IDW 1 in 10 variant cover. So very, very nice indeed. So, and I've got my eye on the other 3 issues in this series also. So I'm going to have the complete set. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is another Superman book. And here we have All-Star Superman, issue number 8. And this one's a really cool one, as this one won a Harvey Award for Best Single Issue in 2008 and was written by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this book came out in August 2007. So yeah, it's quite a few years old, this one. But yeah, Best Single Issue Story, Harvey Award winner in 2008. So really, really pleased to have this in my collection. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And I've showed this before in one of my older haul videos. Here we have Howard the Duck, issue number 3. And this one won an Eagle Award in 1977. So it's a Bronze Age book for favourite single or continued story for The Four Feathers of Death, which was written by Steve Gerber with art by John Buscema and Steve Leialoha. And it also has a Rich Buckler and Steve Leialoha cover. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this book was actually released in May 1976. So yeah, very, very cool. And I read the story to this one, and this was really, really entertaining. And it reminded me of when me and my mates were kids, like, well, after we used to watch kung fu movies, we used to get quite chop socky with each other. And this book actually takes that sort of theme to the extreme. So, and it's quite a violent comic, this one, but I highly recommend this book. And yeah, it's really, really great story. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And this one is a really cool Walt Disney Comics and Stories. And it's issue number 726. And this is, I think this is like a variant cover or a regular cover. Actually, what cover is this? Oh, this is a subscription cover, actually. Yeah, this is a really, really cool one, though. Because basically, this one has a story in it called Just Like Magic. And it's a key comic book appearance for Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who starred in the Epic Mickey games, which is this game here, which I actually have for Wii. And the Epic Mickey game actually won a Best of E3 award. So yeah, very, very nice video game there. Starring Mickey Mouse and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And Oswald the Lucky Rabbit actually predates Mickey Mouse, as Walt Disney used to work with the guy who actually created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And yeah, so, and this one's a really neat one. And this Wii video game here, actually, you can actually unlock the original black and white cartoons. Like, you could unlock the old black and white Mickey Mouse cartoons as well. And it features like Steamboat Willie and a number of other black and white cartoons. And it's a really, really cool video game. And as you see, I only paid £3 for this video game. And there was also a sequel to this video game as well called The Power of Two. And yeah, really, really neat. And I believe this one was actually a Wii exclusive, this game, because you could actually use the Wii remote like a paintbrush. But yeah, very, very cool game. I'm really pleased to have this in my collection, because basically Oswald the Lucky Rabbit actually is credited for pioneering personality animation way back in 1927. So yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, it's a classic character. And as I said, this is a variant cover, subscription cover, but I found this book for really cheap actually. I think I only paid like £6.95 for this book. So between this book and the game, I paid less than a tenner or £10. But basically, there is another cover to this one, because this is like a reader's copy for me. But the one to get is actually the one that has Oswald on the actual cover itself. And I believe it's a Christmas cover. And there's also another like Donald Duck Christmas cover as well that can fetch a few bucks. So keep an eye out for those ones in those back issue bins, as especially the Oswald ones and the Christmassy ones can fetch a good chunk of change on the back issue market. So yeah, really, really cool. But I say I picked this one up as a reader's copy, and this book still features the first comic book appearance of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, after starring in the Epic Mickey 1 and 2 video games universe. So yeah, really, really pleased to have these in my collection. And yeah, so that's that one. Really, really nice. Okay, and that's Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 726. So yeah, really, really cool. Okay, right, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have a reprint of Mystery in Space, issue number 75. And basically, this one won an Alley Award in 1962 for Best Book Length Story for a story called The Planet That Came to a Standstill. And it's by Gardner Fox and Carmine Infantino. And yeah, really, really cool. And this is a Silver Age book. And in my videos, I like to show a wide variety of comic books. So in this video, I've showcased like a Silver Age books and Modern Age books and Copper Age books. And of course, like now I'm showing Silver Age and Bronze. And, you know, I like to put in and I like to put a variety of books in for like all different like genres. So yeah, really, really nice. So I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And as I said, this is an Alley Award winner in 1962 for Best Book Length Story for a story called The Planet That Came to a Standstill. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, really, really cool. And this is a book you can find for cover price, as this is like a reprint. So, but it's a really cool reprint. And yeah, highly recommended. So, okay. Well, going back to Marvel now. And the next book I'd like to show is this one. And here we have New X-Men Annual 2001. And this book won a Squiddy Award for Best Comics Novella in 2001 for a story called The Man from Room X. So yeah, it's a really, really cool comic book, and it's another book that's written by Grant Morrison, which is really, really neat. And it's another book you can find for quite cheap, but it's also a book that can fetch a good chunk of change, graded. And it's also a tricky one to find in high grade because of the black cover. So yeah, really, really neat. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So I'm just going to turn that around this way for a moment. There you go. If I put that there like that, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's do that. Okay, right. The next one I'd like to show is another Zenescope book. And basically, this one won a Best Single Issue Zenny Award in 2023, just recently. And this is Red Agent Friendly Fire. And it's a one-shot comic. And yeah, it won a Zenny Award for favourite single issue in 2023. So yeah, really, really cool book. And yeah, and there's a variant. I'm looking for this book, and basically there's a Drive movie variant cover that's on my checklist. So that's a really cool one to keep a lookout for. And as I said, I like to collect movie homage covers that have self-contained stories. So yeah, really, really neat. And Drive stars Ryan Gosling, so I highly recommend that movie if you've not seen that film. So yeah, really, really cool. And as I said, this is a Grim Spotlight. This is Red Agent Friendly Fire, and it's a single issue one-shot comic. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Top 10 from America's Best Comics, issue number 8. And basically, this features a story called The Overview, and it's actually was voted number 1 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 Best Single Issues Since You Were Born. And it is on the list of books, and I said this is number 1. So this one has a really, really cool story, and this is a really, really under the radar book. So yeah, this book is highly recommended. So yeah, really like I haven't read this book yet, but I'm looking really forward to reading this one. And I'm going to work my way through those 100 Wizard comic books. And I'm going to get the full collection of them. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And it's another book I'm really pleased to add to my collection. And this is a book that me and my partner picked up whilst on honeymoon in Brighton. So yeah, very, very nice. And I think I only paid £2 for this book. Yeah, £2 for that book, which is an absolute bargain. Okay, so the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Exiles, issue number 16. I'm going to turn this book round now. Turn that back round there. There you go, issue number 16. And basically this one features a story called Away We Go. And it's part 4 of a 6-issue series. And the story in this book is called At What Cost, For What Price. And it's written by Chris Claremont. And this book is number 91 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's Best 100 Single Issues Since You Were Born list. So very, very nice. Another Wizard the Comic Magazine recommendation. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice. And of course, it's another book you can find for cover price. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So, right, the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have The Manhattan Projects, issue number 19 from Image Comics. And this one featured on Mars Will Send No More Best Single Issues list. And this one's a really, really neat one, as I believe this story features the story featuring Oppenheimer, like the guy who invented the atomic bomb. And basically the story revolves around a good version of himself fighting against an evil version of himself, I believe. So there's a good version and a bad version, and they're facing off against each other. So that's what I understand. I haven't read this comic book yet, but it's a book I'm really looking forward to reading. And also earlier today, I actually see the trailer for the new Oppenheimer movie, and it looks absolutely mind-blowing. So I can't wait till that movie comes out. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. So yeah, This one's a really cool one, and this one features a story called Finite Oppenheimers. So yeah, very nice indeed. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very nice. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is this one. Here we have Preacher, issue number 54, and this one features a story called I Built My Dreams Around You, and is number 74 on Shelf Dust's 100 Best Single Issue Comics list. So yeah, really nice, and yeah, really lovely cover by Glenn Fabry. So yeah, really cool. Okay, right, the next one I'd like to show, and I believe I've only got a couple of books left to show in this haul, is this one here, and this is the Silver Surfer, issue number 11. And basically, this one won an Eisner Award for Best Single Issue One Shot in 2016 for a story called Never After. And it was written by Dan Slott and features artwork by the husband and wife team of Michael and Laura Allred. And this book also features the first appearance of Euphoria. So yeah, really nice one-shot issue to keep an eye out for. And it's another book you can find for quite cheap. But I don't think there's that many of this book actually graded. But yeah, really nice. And this is actually a Silver Surfer, Volume 7, number 11. So yeah, and this book came out in June 2015 and won an Eisner Award for Best Single Issue One Shot in 2016. So yeah, very nice indeed. So that's that story and a comic book. So yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, so the next book I have to show, and this is the last book in this comic book haul, and this is Bendy and the Ink Machine Crack Up Comics Collection. And this is like a one-shot issue, but it's like a trade paperback collection. And it's based on the actual video game. And I really love the artwork to this book, because it reminds me of the old Mickey Mouse style and the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoon style. So yeah, really neat. So I'm going to put this over here now. So that's that book there. And basically, the reason why I picked this book up is because Bendy and the Ink Machine is an IGN Best Horror Game Award winner in 2017. And I believe it's available on most platforms. Me and my partner have actually got a Nintendo Switch, and it's a game we're looking to download sometime when it goes on sale, like, because at the moment it's on the Switch on the eShop for about £25. So we're going to wait for it to come on sale a little bit, or I might just buy it outright. So, but it's nice to have like what I call like companion comic books, and which are like for video games and like movies and toys. So yeah, this is a really neat one, and there's a number of like merchandise available for Bendy the Ink Machine also, including like Funko Pop figures, which are really quite expensive. So yeah, and I believe there's like also some like action figures, and yeah, this is a trade paperback that collects yeah, some illustrated stories for Bendy and the Ink Machine. So yeah, very nice indeed. So there's some really obscure that's a really obscure comic book to finish this haul with. And yeah, so I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And before I go though, I would like to give some shout outs. And I'd like to give a few shout outs to some Instagram channels. And I'd like to give a shout out to Complete No One, who's got a really cool Instagram channel. I'd also like to give a shout out to let's see, who should we give a shout out to? I'd like to give a shout out to Jerry the Jitterbug, and I'd also like to give a shout out to Metarog, and I'd also like to give a shout out to let's see who I can find. Let's got me Instagram quickly. Let's do give a shout out to Sif Lordley and Hialeah Comic Bro. So yeah, do check out their Instagram channels, and if possible check out their YouTube channels. And until the next video, I'll see you later. Take care everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye.